Alright, I got me coffee. Go. Water needs to refresh, dang it. There, now I got me water. Alright. So, let's get to work. Alright, so last time I left off, we're starting to get defenses established. Factories can stay in a low power state until main set of defense is up and running. So let's get going. So yeah, next up it was securing the north passage and then seeing from there. Need more wall for sure. Let's look at the stack of repair packs just so I have them. Okay. I should have bits I need now. I am getting to the point where I can soon power up the factory again. Just need to get these last few things sorted. Next wall is going to be, yeah, I'm going to make use of the water to get this wall established. No, that's actually be a better spot. Link it up here, and then just kind of keep link up here, go down across. Okay, yeah, pollution clouds definitely receding nicely now. Here, yeah, I'm just gonna drag it across. There. Let's create a break in the wall just to make it easy for me to traverse and keep it going. And then connect to the water. I don't know if biters can go over shallow water. I'm gonna play it safe and assume they can. So that's another defensive line set up. Alright, a bit of a gap there due to cliff face, but it'll do. Oh, that's a teeny coal patch. I even think that's worthwhile mining. Okay. That's just gonna stay as is. I'll see. Once I get to the point of establishing the radars, I should get the power grid back on full. But okay, that's north and northwest covered for now. You know, I'm busy. getting power fixed. I should probably just look into getting the first solar arrays up and running in this area. Let's do it past the drill, so I don't have to worry about it as much. I'm a little hurting for inventory. Alright, I do have trash slots I can use now. There we go. Okay. Things are still chugging along here. Okay. Oop, I walked past the solar panels. Just to, because I have some basics. Getting solar power up is going to be pretty handy, just so I have some power that's almost always active. It will protect me from brownouts too. But I do plan for that to be mainly built by bots, so I'm not gonna put that into my blueprint. Make a blueprint of it. Okay, let's get rid of this cloth. So definitely want to leave that core chasm nice and open. The seam fissure can be temporarily sealed. But this is a pretty close core fissure, so I'm gonna core seam, so I'm gonna leave that be. So I'm gonna set the groundwork for the solar grid here. Okay, so let's start with a substation. That's the central part. Now, the design I'd like to do is like so. And then... But it has quite a bit more solar panels than it does accumulators. So I think I'm going to need to adjust this a bit. Because let's see. So this contains 36 solar panels, 16 accumulators. That's quite a bit off from what I from what I understand it to be the kind of suggested ratio. So let's try an adaptation of it like this. What does it look like then? 32 to 20. What was the ratio again? It was 20 to 23, but I forget which. Okay, well in that case, I think I can actually do this. If I go like so, swap those out. That actually looks decent too. And now this is 28 to 24. Yeah, that should do. Oh. Trap myself. Okay. May not be the most space efficient solution, but it looks neat. So I'll take it. And then I put big electric poles on the corners. Or these spots rather. And that's the basic power pole setup done. So let's get you connected to the grid. I'm actually gonna walk this pole all the way up, just that this actually connects to the main factory. There. Yeah, so now that is set up. Accumulators are full, but yeah, I don't have a lot of accumulators to begin with right now. That needs to build up now. And it'll let me cause a little bit less pollution. I'm just gonna build up what I can right now. Honestly, one thing I liked about the old design was how simple it was to slap down manually. But yeah, this is gonna be done by bots down the line anyway. There we go.
Hey Meg.
Hey there, Q. How you doing?
I'm okay, and you?
Doing well enough. How was your day?
It was okay, nothing much.
That's good.
And you?
More or less the same. Had a few calls today on the help test that took an aggravating amount of time, but you'd think getting the password out of a router would be, you know, a quick thing to just connect in, but no, the network just refused to let us connect to the bloody thing.
That's weird.
Only way we finally got into it was when literally we only had one computer connected to it and no other part of the network was on it. Otherwise, like, because you have like what's called the emergency IP address. um, which basically is you're supposed to pretty much always, no matter what, be able to connect to the modem when you use it.
Yeah.
It didn't work.
Ouch.
So after just trying to understand the customer's home network, I was like, you know what, fuck it, disconnect everything. Let's only have the one computer connected to it. But we got there in the end, and that's what matters.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right. Also today, while checking some stuff on Monster Hunter Stories 2, I was a bit confused, honestly, on how to play some stuff. I realized there's not only co-op, there's also fucking PvP. So you and your Monstie versus somebody else and their Monstie.
Nice.
At least it's a turn-based game, so it's not like get OP as shit as you can, and no, there's actually strategy behind it.
Nice.
And kind of a rock, paper, scissors too, I guess, but, you know.
It looks like Pokemon Light, basically.
In a way, yes. In a way, it's more complicated than that, honestly. Because Pokemon is definitely much easier to play.
Hey there, Midnight. How are you doing? Alright, this'll do for the initial solar plant. I'll do the rest once I get bots going. At least I'm at the point where solar panels can produce more than my current steam. So they can turn off now. Okay. So. About a third done of getting my defensive perimeter set up. Next up, let's just get this section done. Because it's easy, it's just a straight line through some trees. Nothing fancy necessary. Oh, one problem is I did just build the solar panels beyond the planned defensive perimeter. But solar panels will need the space. Yeah, this is ideal solar paneling area. That just means I'm gonna have to defend that zone too. Establish a wall here to get some distance out. Then yeah, go like that. Should probably have a radar up by the solar panels because of how far away they are. can keep an eye on my solar field, and will expand my radar reach a little bit more. I am nearing the point where I think I can flip the switch on the rest of the factory. The main thing is just I still need to set up the actual resupplying. We'll have to think on it. But now I'm just gonna stay on the down low. Don't want to get my progress so far undone because I got the factory up too soon. Why is there some drills missing here? Okay, let's talk upon walls and build the next segment. So there's actually a bit of cliff I can work with right there. So yeah, let's use that. Almost lined up. This should do. Yeah. Well, it's lined up. Good. Oh, the art cliffs here. I was like to. Dang it. Oh well. Right. Oh, then I better. No, that's all sealed. Oh, actually, I better keep going up just to protect the back of those turrets then. That's just a nice long straight section of wall for that particular side. Now, as of right now, the main goal of these turrets is to be early warning. Just to so I know, okay, this wall is currently taking a hit, reinforce it, take out whichever base decide to show up there. Okay, there we go. That's another wall set up. It's gonna secure that section of the factory for now. So up next, what area do I want to secure next? Probably this section here. Okay, but it might be worthwhile to get this wire going up to here, just so I can get that radar station up and running. Because that's definitely one of the corners you need to keep an eye on. Because that's where the nearest spider bases are. Oh yeah, let's replace some of these buildings while I'm passing through. There. Yeah, so right about here is where the radar outpost is planned to be. to be some ways back from the front so that biters can't get some cheeky ranged attacks on it. Now here's the thing, I'm pretty sure I'm going to want to actually stagger the radars so that they don't just all scan the same tile. Let's see, let's wait for this radar till they finish, then check to see which tiles get spotted.
I'm guessing after what happened last time, you got a bit of more defense.
Yeah, well, I definitely already have more defense considering I was at none earlier.
Oh.
So those tiles over there got scanned. I think, yeah, right now because these are currently... That's the vision range. Yeah, I guess that's current first scanning those over there. There we go. But yeah, it's important to kind of have a radar station up because they also scan already explored tiles once they finish scanning all of them.
Oh.
And that's important so you can detect expansions early on. Because that's the thing, I didn't know there were expansions here until I walked past them, even though the map was already revealed.
Huh.
So that's why I kind of want this radar nest that they just scan through it all. Thing is, radars can be kind of power hungry. Although, yeah, not quite a full picture at the moment because power's, on the most part, still turned off. Here's also where I'm going to build one of the train resupply points. Speaking of, we need to get this corner set up because a lot of important stuff is hidden, tucked away here. Don't want them nibbling away my refinery and fluid storage now, do I? Ooh, I don't think we needed to take it quite that far. There's a gap here I could put some defenses in. But that'll be for... Let's see, where's this resupply corner? I'm already here. At least we'll lock this one down. Yeah. Like I mentioned, I don't know if you... well, were there when it happened, but... Yeah, the thing is, I tend to play on a setting that's called a real world. And it has a few unique things. First of all, ore deposits are bigger and more rich, but they're spread further apart. To, encourage to use trains. And biter expansion is turned off in that mode. So biters don't create new bases. But in vanilla, they do. So that's why you gotta keep an eye on your local terrain, because they will send out a little expansion group to build another biter base.
Oh.
As it happened, I thought I had no biter base on my pollution cloud, but unbeknownst to me, they actually had built a base that was just on its edge. Hey there, Shorin. Thanks for the lurk. Appreciate it. Hope you're doing good. Okay. Oh, going through here, we'll reconnect the oil. The moment I do that, I'm gonna want to at least get ammo into these boxes and get this defensive line set up so that that area is safe at least. Also, I need to. Also, I'm definitely at least gonna want radars just along the entirety of my wall so I can keep vision on it. Yeah, fuck it. That's good. Oil's gonna stall pretty quick anyway because it's all gonna get gunked up because it's no storage. Slowly but surely, I'm going to be reactivating segments of the base. Okay. Now let's get some ammo shoved onto the belt. Before I forget, I'm gonna want to get a radar up here.
Oh yeah, also something that's interesting with stories is that like you quickly learn that there's like monster hunters and monster riders,
Right, yeah, I figured it'd be split between the two.
and you can definitely guess which one I would be.
Let's set up a radar here. There, now I've got vision along the entirety of the northwestern, well, most of the northwestern wall. I should probably also put a radar up in this corner just in case. Actually, I do wonder how radar logic works. Do they all try and scan the same tile, or do they actually spread out their efforts? Hmm. There we go. That's the first ammo belt active. Now just needs to get now to these last few turrets, and then this wall will be for the most part primed and ready to deal with any biters that are trying to encroach on my territory. Oh no, I didn't. I needed belts, not. Oops. Concrete is just getting completely sucked up because of how much I need for my stone walls. And I gotta first get the walls up, and then I can slow down concrete. I can slow down wall production from there. Also, I did some asking, and like roughly 150 ping will be doable for a while, but it just means, you know, we wouldn't be able to do in-game content just because that does require some good reactions.
Yeah, so what do you want to do then?
I don't know, I mean, I don't think we'd be sticking around long enough to do in-game stuff.
Because what is in-game content? Is it like all the super hard stuff, or is
Mythic raiding is what's
it...
considered
yeah,
in-game.
so like all the hard stuff, I'm guessing.
Yeah, essentially, I think Mythic raiding is basically Savage content, so to speak.
Yeah, I don't do current content Savage anyway, so... Because it's basically spending like... doing 20 attempts of the same boss for like 5 days in a row to finally beat it once.
Yeah.
Like, not really
I
my
don't think
kind of
it's
deal.
quite at that level, but it is like Mythic raiding. I think it also Mythic raiding does go in tiers. I don't know, I'm not familiar with how WoW works.
Because I thought that them switching to East Coast servers would be...
You know, because they're already set up basically.
yeah.
Don't want to play with them at the same time. We'll have to
I mean,
see.
I guess what we can do is at least our first character make him with him.
Yeah. And it'd be just to casually play with them and then like have a serious. I mean, that would also be a nice time then, because you did mention about also wanting to try out some other class race combinations, and then that would be a good time for that too.
Because I mean, once we're done with casual stuff, like,
Yeah.
or at least like we have that character for casual stuff.
Assuming we stick around long enough for the war record stuff. And hey there, Wary Fireblaze. I hope you're doing good. We kind of got carried away with our little talk just as you showed up. But yeah. But we do have a lot of content to chew through, because WoW does do the same thing where you can play through the story of earlier expansions. And that kind of thing. So, yeah, we got a lot of stuff to work our way through. And hopefully the Titans shall not breach the wall, because I got big ass fucking defenses coming up. This ain't Age of Sail technology. This is Diesel Punk. Alright, let's see. Yeah, all turrets now have some ammo in them at least, so this wall is now for the most part set up. I think I will just make sure that the belts are completely loaded up though, just to be on the safe side, because turrets only store like 10 ammo mags, so they do need to constant supplies. They don't really stock up.
Also, in the game, there's a Palico called Connecticut.
Let me guess, he's for multiplayer.
I think he's for like if you buy DLC and stuff to get it in game. But basically, I think it's a wordplay on Connecticut, probably.
I thought Connecticut as in connection.
Yeah, I know, but like it sounds a lot like Connecticut, so
Yeah.
I think it's probably like.
It might have been unintentional, but it is a fun thought.
And also, he has basically like a little toy head of Jan Kutku, like just spinning, like like those hats with like the spinny propellers. It's just that, but like a cute like toy version of Jan Kutku's head.
I'm definitely starting to get near the point where I feel confident enough to power up the factory again. Ooh, excuse me. it's definitely not. Yeah, this line is like twice as long as this line, but yeah. Good. I should make sure that everything is nice and stocked. And now it's got a radar set up in this upper corner just to ensure I've got good vision up there too. Plus, it'll mean more tiles getting scanned. And make sure that the walls stay mostly safe. There. Plus, by expanding my vision, I discover more resource nodes. Always handy. It's just gonna take some time just to get the belts nice and primed. Can I make some pumps? Yes, I can. Also gonna need some circuits on hand. Oh, nice. The circuits automatic got itself reconnected. Good. Okay, here we go. The oil reconnected. Lovely. Explorer's defensive lines now getting established. From here, I'm just going to cut down and across that bit of cliff. I still find fun how grenades are the most effective tree clearing tool in this game. Yeah, it's also flamethrowers, but they're a pain to get going. wall section established. Yeah, it's coming along nicely. I think one thing I can do to secure this desert is I can set up a wall here, securing that choke point. And then I gotta go look a bit further down and see there's another convenient choke point down there to take advantage of. That'll give me a lot of building space for my solar field. There we go. Next wall section starts here, goes down. Huh? Yeah, let's just have it go down. Alright, yeah, but it's starting to look like a properly secured base now. Still got a long way to go before it's done, though. You know, I should get a car just to make going about easier. I walk everywhere, but you can just have a car. There we go. Okay, I need ammo, I need turrets, I need wolves. May as well stock up on radar too while I'm here. So, back to the current section I was working on. There we go. Okay, that's another wall section nicely set up. And that resupply point there is going to be nice for this wall section. And that's also going to be another radar point. Just to keep the corners a bit more in check. Setting it up like this, that every biter has at least 2 turrets able to shoot at it. Speed up the kill you a bit. Oh. Damn it. Meteorite went and trashed a bit more of my logistics. Damn it. That's the first proper meteor strike hitting my base. Took out some piping. Fortunately, that was the, like, I think the petroleum line. This will definitely not be enough for a big biter attack, which, well, okay, big biter attacks is what they're starting with, but it'll be enough for me to know, it'll give me a heads up where they're attacking, give me time to react, and it'll do a dent in its numbers, and tell me where I need to reinforce. Which are big things, honestly. We're there to soften up their numbers, make me aware that, hey, there's an expansion here. Okay. Here we go. Nice defensive line. Oh, crud, I left my car there. Oops. I need to quickly pop off to the bathroom, however. I'll be right back. And back. Okay. So that's set up. And let's actually. Okay. I'm just gonna leave things I don't really have the resources. Let's see, because this one even still. Okay, this one still got some ammo in it now at least. So yeah, that side is completely set up. Got a lonely turret out here that's just gonna stay alive as long as possible. Once a dedicated attack started, it's gonna be gone. But, yeah. So, yeah, I think I'm gonna go to this spot here just to set up a radar outpost just to kind of see what this area looks like now. Because my base needs to build up ammo a bit more before I really go and get this all resupplied. So let's go grab my car so I don't forget about it. And I'll need to think about... I think actually the best resupply point will be around the iron. Because now I'm going to have track... Alright, it's just close enough to the factory that they're not really going to do trains. Okay. There's the car. So you just go around there. Alright. Just follow the coastline, basically. But the coastline is got a lot of trees in it. There we go. So this will be a good spot for a radar outpost. Just really get some solid scanning in. Let's speed things along. Let's make sure this area has some degree of protection. This is more just to ensure that the radar towers stay up long enough to get their scanning done. This one will get the walls. And let's also fill in the gaps. May as well. There we go. That should stay safe for a bit. Oops, I put the freaking power pole right in front of me. Alright, there we go. Now let me see if also locate a good choke point for there. That area, let's go there next. I think. No, may as well put turrets up there too. Just that it's set up and good to go. Oh, also, I have a damaged electric pole. Let's just get that fixed so it's no longer taking an inventory spot. And also, you may as well get our radar installation going at this choke point too, just so I can keep an eye out over here. shallow water. Can they just walk around that? I can. Okay, there's an edge here. There. Okay. Now get a radar outpost going here. And just link that up. Okay, looks like there aren't duplicate scanning tiles, thankfully. Okay, soon I'll have a clearer picture of what will be a good defensive line there, and then my base will be surrounded by walls. Which is a good thing. Because then no more surprise spider attacks, hopefully. Or rather, no more surprise spider attacks without getting to the factory. Come on. Okay, more. Oh, the wire didn't connect. It's right on the board. And there. Alright, that's now this area getting scanned. Nice thing is I'll be able to supplement these defenses with the oil from the flame, from the oil field. That's set up. What to do next? Turns defenses. Need to make sure things get belted and connected. Got this bit here, which is gonna be recharged with all that. You are charged that, and I have. Yeah, technically, I'm basically just gonna want two separate stops. One to maintain this wall, one to maintain that wall. Let's get that actually the stuff set up over there. It's one of the more remote defensive positions, so having that good to go right off the bat will actually be good. You don't have to worry about it as much. And again, the longer they stall the biters, the more time I have to respond and get ready. Okay, this area is just a pain in the butt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. Okay, this one here's the midpoint. So I'm just gonna take an iron chest. Plop. That doesn't sound like a good idea. A biter shot might get that chest open. I don't want my ammo stockpile getting destroyed. There. Okay, now let's get... I don't really have a lot of ammo to give here. So let's do... One downside of having so many radar towers in one place. They all have their individual beeps. So the more radars you have, the beepier it gets. Like a freaking synth party. Whew. That's me game, and thanks for the raid with 7. Man, I appreciate it. Well, I appreciate the raid. Thanks a lot, man. How are you doing? Hope your stream went good. Yeah, hello everyone. Hope you're all doing fine. Kind of caught me in a bit of a more dull moment. Oh, I forgot to stop streaming. I know that, man. When you really get sucked into a game, it holds on to you. What were you streaming, by the way, before you came over here? Out of curiosity. Alright, there we go. Now this area is gonna get supplied. Oh, you were also playing Factorio, were you? Nice. Yeah, I'm currently securing my defenses. I got a bit lazy, and they did some good damage here. Power grid still not quite recovered. So now I'm making sure to get my base nice and snugly secured before I do much else. Yeah, and if you may notice, I'm playing with the space exploration mod at the moment. So, yeah, that first spider attack really caught me off guard with how big it was. Maybe some food. Alright, enjoy your food. Dang it. Here we go. Alright. Yeah, so southern border. Okay, it's revealed as choke point at least that I can use now. And it has revealed another biter base. Okay, so I know where now I've got another biter base up on the line. There's a few up there. Okay, let's get the wall set up down there then. Now that I know where the choke point is. There we go. So, yeah, I'm gonna use this corner as a starting point and work my way across. was afraid of that. Shallow water here. It's gonna make things a bit annoying. I think there's an edge here. There's an edge here. Or not. It's not gonna. Oh. There we go. Oh crap. Oh. Almost out of frag grenades. Really burning through them. Go. Alright, let's get this rest of this wall set up. It's actually gonna link up with the radar station, which isn't that great because that means the radars are gonna be on the front and they're gonna get hit first. Spiders prioritize them, which is no good. Nah, it should do for now. I'll just move it back when they get trashed. Can't squeeze through there, just gotta secure this corner. Nope, there's shallow water there again. There we go, I can't get past it. Alright, turrets. Can I squeeze in through here? Nope. Yeah, so usually my first rail network is just to get iron ore and stuff in, but I think today the first proper rail network will be to make sure my borders get resupplies. Mainly, yeah, without construction bots, it's gonna be a pain to maintain the walls. I do have them researched, I just need to actually get them automated. But I'm not expecting attack from here anytime soon. I do have to remember to actually get it all set up. Yeah. That's my base now surrounded with walls. So that's at least better than what it was earlier, which was completely undefended. Okay. Alright. Let's head back to base for now. Because now I feel confident enough to fix up all the damage and bring the base back to full power. Okay. Because, yeah, the pollution cloud there travels the worst. So this area is definitely the biggest risk of the other attack. So I'm definitely going to make sure this wall gets its ammunition set up soon, too. Okay, but first let's get the base powered up again. Or rather, let's get the base fixed. Let's see. Yeah, so I broke a link here. So let's get that link back. There we go. That's going to power up that section of the factory. There we go. Base is coming online. Now I need to... Let's see, is that everything? No, okay, the fuel's not yet plugged in. And there's a section here of the grid that's disconnected. I need to reconnect this section as well. There we go. So I just need to get this section here back into the power grid. There. Piping. Okay, but slowly but surely things are starting up again. Rebuild this link and then rebuild what I lost. Let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 16 steam engines. I have nearly enough iron for that, but let's rebuild what I can. 7 boilers. 7. There we go. Oh, and I need a whole bunch more down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Power grid, yeah, it's starting to struggle again. I need to get this other half back up and running quick. Now that the entire factory is waking up again. There we go. That's already a nice boost to my steam production. I just gotta get all of these patched up. Oh wow, this pipe just barely lived. Now I need enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so I need to make 16 steam engines. I'm gonna automate it, so I'm gonna have to handcraft that. There we go. Steam engines, I'm coming back up and running. Yeah, it's nighttime. Not dipped into the accumulators just yet, but now the pollution cloud, it's gonna start to spread again. Yeah, I definitely want to get this southern border now, at least get the basic defenses up, because that pollution's gonna get there pretty quick. We already reached all the way down to the line. It's all desert, so it's gonna spread pretty quick. Yeah, so might be worthwhile to start getting the train station for the resupply train set up, which will mainly just be ammo. Ammo, supplies. I mean, I may as well carry some turrets and walls too, so that once I get bots up and running, I can also start repairing the walls. So yeah, I'll put the train station for that here. There. Yeah, it's gonna be a double-ended train. Two wag. Yeah, I think I'll just only need the one for now. Okay, so let's dedicate. Let's just make sure this thing is nice and loaded. So let's dedicate the top row to munitions. Then I'm gonna want some walls. Nope. Turret. Radar. Repair pack. Anything else? Having belts and asserters on hand would also be handy in case those get damaged. In which case I was going to want some power poles in here. Anything else? Might need robots down the line. But this will do for now. Belts and arms, these last few will just be done via robots. Oh, it's also going to need fuel. I guess I can fuel this on coal, because coal is easily accessible. Go. Alright, and now I just gotta They're already being stored, so I'm just gonna... No, is this more than 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... the basics, I'll at least be able to get in the right way. About to run out of belts. Let's go grab some. Where's... Ah, there's ammo production. It's been tucked away. Things are going good on this end. I hope things are going alright on your end too, Shorin. Oops, I forgot you. Okay, that's ammo, that's repair packs. Pull one tile off from actually being able to pass it on. Alright, there we go. The resupply test train is now getting stocked up. Yeah, so that leaves me one free spot essentially for the logistics bots. To drop off the bits and pieces I'm missing. Okay. So next up, let's just ensure the southern wall is at least ready to defend itself. I think that's the second most likely spot to get attacked from at this moment. Yeah, let's go with 4 stacks of ammo to supply that.
I kind of don't like how it says, like, if the egg is heavy, it smells good, it's probably...
For fuck's sake! No, I just fixed that!
No.
Meteorite crushed some of my oil production, for fuck's sake. I think it might also be time to... Okay, now that I have my base up and running, I think it might be time to actually invest in some meteor point defense so that it stops that my base doesn't get hit anymore. I can shoot with things that protects a small area, and supplying them with ammo it's gonna be a pain. But let's get it researched at least. It's been a while since I've actually had the research up and running again. Okay, so now let's ensure the southern border is nice and protected. Oops. Hat. Okay, there we go. Back at the outpost. Where's my... There it is. Alright. That's actually a pretty decent halfway point. So let's set up shop here. Storage container that is meant to act as a buffer. Welcome back. What kind of food did you get, if you don't mind me asking? Home random stuff? Okay. So I'm guessing that means you just went and chucked a bunch of random stuff into a pan, cooked it, and called it good. Some beef, peas, onion, garlic, and cheese and salt. Ooh, that sounds tasty. As long as it's tasty in the end, eh? Oh, I don't think I'm gonna be able to get past this, so I'm gonna have to make a crack in the wall. Nope, that's not getting across. I'm gonna have to go along here. This will plug up this. All right. Okay, I'm almost out of big electric poles. Darn. Going to travel back to grab more. Okay, meteor point defense is now in research, so I can now prevent that stuff from getting crushed again. Core mining. Yeah, no, I need to just get some military techs done at this point to ensure my safety. Can't craft any big electric poles. I'm just going to make do with what I have left over in terms of mediums. I should put a radar over that corner. Let's go do that now before I forget. I have to keep an eye on the entirety of this wall. There. Alright, there we go. That's the southern wall established. Let's get it loaded up. And that way this area is going to be mostly safe. While I get the base defenses properly established and supplied. There we go. Now it should at least make sure every turret gets some ammo. Let's make sure I get resupplied on Big Electric. Okay. Big electric poles. Where did I leave those? They were in here somewhere. And they're connected to the concrete, but where? Where did I put? Okay, there's my substation production. Where did I leave big electric poles? Ah, there. Let's see, how's the train looking in terms of supplies? It's starting to slowly but surely fill up. Okay. Oh, I have a spare, so, right, because I grabbed that for my corpse. Okay, so next up I need to actually get the defensive rail line up and running. That's the next big one. And so you got a supply depot here. It's going to go out like that and basically just kind of travel around. Like so. Basically make a circuit and then connect back. Definitely gonna need quite a bit of landfill for that, for bits where I need to cross water. Fortunately, I have a lot. Oh, right. My steam engines. Let's first get my power grid fixed. It's not quite at full power yet. Well, it's definitely chugging along at a pretty high pace. Alright, there we go. Steam power back to full. I just need to get more concrete laid down, but all my concrete is being sucked up with getting the wool production. But now my wools are up, I can decrease the amount that I'm getting stored, so I can now put some more restrictions on that. That way concrete gets a chance to build up a bit again. Alright. Alright, frag grenades. Also need to restock on them. Now let's get these tracks rolling. To think I'm gonna have the supply depot train run for the most part on its own track off the main tracks. Although once I get the main transport network set up, then I'll link it up. But for now, it's gonna be on its own little cycle, going around the base to make sure all of my ammo points get what they need. And this is where I need the landfill. I meant to do that. Alright. Landfill. I'm just gonna load up my inventory with landfill. Can I rotate you on the spot? Yes, I can. Lovely. Oh, right. Traded. Need to actually empty my inventory a bit now. Across. This is unfortunately the only real big water crossing I have to worry about for my defenses. Yeah, just a line right over. And like that, up. I need to build over this water here to get past it. Honestly, getting... Ooh. The supply train is going to have to worm its way through the oil production. Or I could just go along here. That would be boring. Go. So just take it down and across. Although I don't want to take it too close to crude oil field because I'm going to an oil train there. So that's rough. The power lines are fortunately a bit wobbly. Yeah, that'll do. See how far do I want to go? Roughly just past the trees. Oops. Okay. Next tier of ammo damage is about to wrap up. Very nice. You know, why go all the way? Why go to track like that when I can just go like that and up? I was gonna save. Oh, because it's gonna be a double-sided train anyway. So yeah, may as well do that. Okay, physical. I mean, I could go right for the next one, but that's pricey. But it's gonna max 20% damage on turrets and ammo. Pretty handy. Hang on. Yeah. Need to quickly pop to the bathroom again, and I'm gonna refresh my water. Be right back. And back. I'll see, because I need to focus on just getting as much damage as possible at my outpost. I am going to go for the next tier. Fuck it. It'll take a bit, but will be worth it. Alright, and this will be the endpoint of one of my... Okay, I need to... I've never actually done that before, where you set it up, the train station up to be turned off. So we need to figure that one out. So I'm gonna call that supply drop off. Okay. But for now I'm not gonna do much with it. Okay, the train I left behind. There you are. There we go. Make sure I'm not on the tracks when it arrives. I don't want to get run over. There it is. I can rotate. Hang on. Aw. You can rotate around as a brake though. That's neat. Of course, that's not going to work if you have a proper train, but yeah. There. That'll do. Just a basic intersection. May as well signal this to be on the safe side. Put some basic signals in place. field to get through. And I'm out. Okay. We are facing the right way, thankfully. Oh, I didn't take it off automatic. There we go. I want to slap speed modules in there at some point. Okay, don't think we're going to need quite as much landfill anymore. Tracks, here we are. Alright, so how are the train tracks looking? This one's coming across here, it's getting nicely there. Bring it up. Is it just gonna squeeze it right along here? Then turn it around along here. Take it up along here. Do a wiggle. Bring it around like that. And then keep going up. Around here. And back down. That way I got a nice loop for my train to run on. Oh, there's a stone deposit there. I'm gonna end up going over, but the miners still, they'll just deal with it. They can dig underneath. Okay. Getting this roughly correct is going to be interesting. So it looks like it'll be around here. Does that line up? Let's take it one over to be on the safe side. Okay. Oh, damn it. There. And this way I'll have a point to pull off here to resupply. Yeah, this section, the supply point's gonna be there-ish. Yeah, that's pretty much the distance I want it to be. Lovely. And then just gonna make sure it goes in a straight line over. Right for all the big rocks. And one thing I'm gonna want to do is extend these tracks to go past, so I can get some signals set up preemptively so I don't forget. We don't want to have the ammo train crashing into an ore train now, do we? Positioning, I'm gonna want to move it up by one for better, easier signal placing. There. There we go. Now this intersection is nice and blocked off. And it's just gonna go, let's just start this cliff here. There we go. Oh, right along that. Bit of oil. Nice. That's not so nice. But at this point, I need to get the wiggle going. But that will get in the way of... fuck it. Never done spaghetti with trains before, so this is fun. Okay, and then this is gonna come across here to the next supply point, and it's gonna move on. And then that. It'll probably be easier if I just go from there and up, because then I can make sure it connects nicely. Yeah. Definitely not a lot of factory progress being done today because of how badly I've neglected my defenses. Yours, just don't stop coming. Oops. Yeah, that is true. I mean, I pretty much did. When that first spider attack happened, it knocked out my oil production. Okay, almost lined up. Looks like I'm gonna have to get rid of these cliffs here too. There we go. Okay, so I'm not gonna have quite all of my defensive lines fully set and good to go. Just gonna have the ones set up that I believe are in the biggest risk of getting attacked. Which currently is my northwestern border and my southern border. Because, yeah, northwest, there's a few scattered biter bases. That's where that first attack came from. And, well, southern, yeah, that's a bit more of a nasty area. So, good thing I already have all of this. But I should probably at the very least make sure each section basically has some radar dishes set up to at least keep an eye open for incoming bases. Oh, for... Come on! Just when I was talking about this area wasn't under much risk. Seriously. At least it was just light damage. Alright, the ammo supply loop is now in place. So now I have two sections that need to get set up. For now, they're just going to be set up to request ammo, which is still the big thing. Don't need a recycling facility quite yet. This is as far as I go for projectile damage. Yeah, weapon shooting speed or damage per second. I'll take it. Really prioritizing just getting that raw damage, getting the damage up. Okay, so now with that, so I need to get a supply depot here, and I've already got a depot here. I just need to actually look at that. There goes the pollution cloud. Okay, I have a spare terrain. Fuel you up. Oh, right, needs to be there. I like this auto drive system. Very handy. Okay, so that's where the offloading section is. Yeah, for now, I'm just only gonna worry about ammo. So next up, I have an iron chest here. Take this wire, go from the chest to you. Logistics. Mode of operation, enable, disable. There we go. Set the train. Sends the contents of the circuit network to the train so they can be used for weight conditions. Turns NT on only when the condition is true. Trains will skip disabled stops, allowing you to control train route. So yeah, in this case, I'm gonna take piercing. So nope. Not Tesla guns. Piercing rounds. So it needs to be when this condition is true. So it's when, for example, when this is below, when only a stack of ammo is left, the station is active. So if I don't have enough ammo, I need to test it. Now I'm just gonna take this. I'm just gonna be feeling a little lazy and have like a next secondary storage container here. Actually I don't need it anymore. I could just go like this now. Okay, so the supply depot is currently active. So what I can do now is I can give it a go. I can take supply depot. Okay, and then set to automatic, add a station. Move to supply. So I want supply depot. What should I have? What weight condition should I have here? Yeah, let's just have time. 30 seconds passed. And then add supply drop off with a weight condition of inactivity. So if it's been unloading and nothing happens for, let's say, 10 seconds, 20 seconds, it'll go back to supply depot. Let's see if this works. So I have it specifically on 30 seconds. That actually stays put for a bit and loads up. And then it finishes off. It departs. I've never set up this kind of train network before with stations turning themselves off. So let's see if I've got the idea correct. Actually, what I should do. Where are you? There you are. There. Here comes the train. Oh, fuck. That needs to be a filter. Hang on. Only pick up piercing rounds, please. I gave a shotgun for some reason. Okay, we just... Oh, it's... Okay, it's going for a tour. Let's wait this off, because I do want to verify this is working as it should. At least we can now confirm that the track is up and running. Okay, here it comes. Okay, so let's see if it works as it's supposed to now. So it uploads. Basically, it is. Let's break this. I just want to check to see if this works as it should. So this is gonna hit 200. Enabled. And ammo is smaller than 2. So circuit network. How can I tell if the station has been turned off or not? Well, the little lamp there is now red, so I'm assuming it's working. Oh yeah, here we go. Disabled by control behavior. Yeah, okay, so it's working as it's supposed to. Good. And now this... Now this is gonna get nice and stocked up with ammo. And then my southern border is pretty much good to go to hold off for a bit. I'm gonna want to get logistic ports, repair ports up next, that the walls can be maintained. But that's for another time. When I actually get big electric motors up and running. Okay, well, I'm just gonna take a seat in the train. There we go. Now the parts. It's probably gonna hit the condition before the belt is saturated, but hey. Okay, there we go. That's one prime defensive line. I should probably add... I would also have this be inactivity. So that if it's just waiting for being resupplied. It's still, let's see, 5 seconds. Okay, the problem is this comes in... Often do you make one? 3 seconds. I want to make sure this train actually does get loaded. I guess I could just do time pass, because then it just checks every 30 seconds if there's somewhere for it to go to. Right. Okay, now I just gotta get the the northwestern wall supplied, and then I'll be good to go for now. And then, yeah, I think up next, what I should work on is big electric motors, just so that I have access to logistic bots. But I'm first going to fully fix up my refinery before I can do that. Because it had, after the biter attack, it had a rock falling on it. Because of course it did. Okay, so yeah, so that's the supply point there. So... There you go. Okay. USB supply drop off. Alright, it's currently considered enabled. Oh well. I need to make myself another filter inserter. I need to watch out because I'm pretty sure... Yeah, there it comes.
Ouch.
Hmm?
Val almost lost everything in the water gym.
Oh no, really?
Yep. I think only one survived.
Oh, and because Val's doing Nuzlocke, Val can't use them anymore,
Yep.
right? Oh dear. Was Val just not quite prepared for it? Or just unlucky?
I think it's because her team had a pretty big water weakness, and the Terrorized or whatever the word is, Pokemon was much stronger than she expected.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, so now the station is disabled. Okay. The most at-risk locations are now protected. For now. Right, what should I research next? Yeah, let's improve the robots a little bit. That should go nice and quick. Now, I do realize now I've done something a little dangerous. I've now surrounded my base with a death zone. Because you just know that the moment I walk over the tracks, that resupply train's gonna come barreling down to take me out. Yeah, okay. You're right, my petroleum pipes got hit by a meteor. So I need to reconnect. Yeah, look at that. These are all gone. No, this was from the biter attack. Okay, there we go. That's petroleum flow not yet reestablished. So how does it actually work when it comes to rebuilding your team in Nuzlocke? It's just tough luck. You just have to make do with what you find on the next route.
You gotta do what you have left, and hope you get some good Pokemons on the other routes you haven't found.
Because it's one Pokemon per route, something like that,
Yes.
right?
Right now she has like 3 left, but she's stopping for today.
Fair. Alright, let's get things patched up here. Okay, that's the first Robo Speed upgrade. Maybe let's look at the second one too. Now I need to get all these pipes. Oh, nope, wrong pipe type. Pipe setup. Set Kraken can get a Kraken. Yeah, that's there. This meteor's covering things up. Oh well. Oh wow, you're low health. We see any purple? Output full. Fluid ingredient shortage. Did a water pipe get trashed? What are you short on? Light oil. Oh, okay. No light oil's getting pumped in right now because it's not at the threshold. Okay, fair enough. There we go. Now petroleum is gonna get back to work. Let's get heavy oil back in. Yeah, but that's also gonna be disabled. But at least the refineries are gonna get up and running again now. There we go. Yeah, heavy oil's just turned off for a moment. Okay. Okay, oil production is online again, which means that my factory is now back to the state it was before that biter attack went and trashed the whole place. Crossing. I'm gonna have a rail crossing in the middle of my bus. Oh no. Worker Robo Speed Dunzo. Cannot get the next tier anytime soon because this needs the space tech. What should I research next? I can't get military. Wow, military 4 unlocks a lot. Dang. Braking force. Core mining. It could be neat to get all this, you know, core fragment stuff. But that's going to need a production line entirely of its own, so I think I'll pass on that for now. Robo follower count, storage strong boxes, boilers, research speed, rocket science pack, or yeah, let's get rid of this dead end tech. Excuse me. Okay, well, that's almost 3 hours spent just getting defenses up. Yeah, well, Q, just look at the amount of terrain I had to cover.
Yeah.
Plus, it's not even entirely set up yet. Only this region and this region is actually set up at the moment. Because those are the high-risk areas. Because, you know, the attack came from here. I got some bases that are pretty close to here. There's a base there, but it's quite a ways away from this defensive line, so I'll have some time for that one. Same for here. Not much around here either, so yeah, the areas that actually need defending are now set up and good to go. Okay, which means I now gotta get robots up and running. Small electric motors, advanced circuits, concrete. Yeah, so first off, I want to get RoboPort automation up and running. I'll set that up by these, yeah, right here. I've got space for it here at least, and I've already got a bunch of the requisite ingredients here. Okay, so I first need to get small electric motors. What do they need again? They need iron gear wheel, copper cabling, and iron plating. So, yeah. So good thing I already have the copper here. That's it. I'm pretty brave about to do a Nuzlocke blind.
Yeah, well, especially when you didn't do the... I mean, when the game just came out.
Yeah. I guess that's the whole point. That really ranks up the challenge.
Nuzlocks in general, honestly, are not the easiest.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's easier now that it's open worlds, because, like, you can choose, quote-unquote, instead of being...
Although I'm guessing there's
completely
still, like, levels you have to worry about.
Yeah, apparently leveling up in this game is not too hard. I think in Sword and Shield it wasn't too hard either. Because I think Pokemon's like all the Pokemon in the party gain XP now, instead of just...
Oh yeah, the XP share is... I think that was that way since Sun and Moon.
I don't think XP share is a thing anymore.
Yeah, I think like it's Sun and Moon is when they got rid of it. So I remember X and Y at least still having it.
Yeah, but X and Y was a while ago, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know. We're getting old.
Time stops for no man. I enjoyed X and Y. That was a fun one. I think it was like that was the first Pokemon I actually put the time into beat. Like, you know, actually defeat the champion. No, it was Sun and Moon where I actually. Yeah. So a friend of ours, Valvano, they are streaming their Nuzlocke through Violet and Scarlet. Yeah. Also, Val, may as well promote them a little bit. Val's the one that made this. He's the one that made the channel art for my channel. So, highly recommend them. Alright, also, position is just right. I can't actually get the plates in. Oh, look at this glorious little bit of spaghetti. Alright, and that's a Roboports being assembled. There we go. So it's gonna be slow going. But it's not about getting it done, it's just that it's there. Because it's, you know, I'm not going to be using them, hopefully, at such a rate that I need. Oh. Are they all running? Yes, they are. Looks like Blue Tech's not quite keeping up anymore. Oh well. Okay. Rocket Science packs. Or tanks. That's going to require more setup, so no. For now, I don't want to research things that's going to require me to build more stuff to the factory, because I've got the components for rocketry set up. I just need to actually go and get it going. Because of that big distraction I had. Oh, this build takes the wrong way around. There. So, may as well get rocket science packs going, because I'm going to need that. Electric furnaces. Ugh. Ugh. Those things are a pain to make. What was the recipe for those again? Advanced circuits, steel furnaces, heat shielding. The advanced circuits and the heat shielding are the annoying parts. Ah well. Is what it is. So that's the being set up. So now we need to get some big electric motor. Oh, I'm out of red belts. This is part of why I want to get construction bots going, or bots going in general, because then I can have logistic bots and I can set this up, and then I don't have to worry about constantly running to the mall. The mall's going to come to me. Plus then I can discard all this junk. Good on others. Oh, I could do some more medium electric power. Technically, I don't really need these anymore. Now that I have the substations. But, yeah. that chip production is now going full force again. Okay, so big electric motors. The question is, do I need to actually bust these things? How many things in the future can I expect to actually need these? Small electric motors, so I'm going to set up small electric motor production for this. That's not too bad, because it needs, well, 2/10. 1 every 5 seconds, essentially. Well, 1 every 5 seconds, and these produce at a rate of 0.8, really. Damn it. Okay, so over the course of 10 seconds, that produces 12.5. So 12.5, so if I divide that by 2, that can feed roughly 6 assemblers from 1. Oop, wrong explosive. Okay, so first off, I need to get electric engine production set up. They need 6 copper cables per. I produce at 2. So copper cable I'm gonna want to set up first. I'm just gonna set this up with the assumption I might end up bussing this, but I'm not gonna actually bus it immediately. It's gonna be happening down the line. Needs to be in the middle because of faster crafts. Actually, I could still squeeze it in by using some weaving. So like that. Okay, so need 6 every 0.8. This makes 2 every 0.5. So that's roughly 3 per and a bit. So 6 total. Now, it is nice to have substations now because it's now so much easier to just power everything. Alright, and then like this. So essentially what I have to do is this. This actually works. Oh boy. The stuff I come up with sometimes, I swear. There we go. Hey, it works. That's what's important in the end. Look at that. Yes, it works. Okay, 1 iron gear wheel per. This produces at 1 every 0.5 seconds. Yes, that's a 1-to-1, basically. You know a creation is good when the maniacal laughter starts coming out. Not the most efficient use, but it'll do. There we go. And now I just gotta get iron in. Oh, darn. There we go. That's electric motor production established. Okay. So now I've got electric motors. I've got electronic circuits in place. I just need to now pump the lubricant over. And with this, I can make 12 electric motors. I can support 12 electric motor assemblers, which is a nice amount, but they do take a long time to craft. 10 seconds. So that's going to be 0.8 a second, something like that. If quick maths is it, which is something I'm horrendous at. Okay, let's get some pipes and let's get that lube over. Also, how's the pollution doing? It's spreading. At least I now have full vision of the pollution cloud again. Okay, let's get to the lubricant. And pump it on over. Rocket science pack Dunzo. Now I have advanced electronics for the blue chips. That's a ways off yet, because I need to actually get a rocket up in the sky for that first. May as well start doing this to get some of the space exploration support stuff researched. So I'm going to need a life support facility if I want to go up to space myself. And you have to go to space to get things set up. So that's gonna end up here. I forget how far you need to go until you need another pump to maintain pressure. It was a little ways, but I don't quite remember how far a ways. Okay, let's send the lubricants. Let's just slide it on up through here. Meteor. Hopefully it's not going to impact on anything. Okay, looks like it didn't. I was about to say that the game's starting to punish me for how fast I'm talking whenever lubricant gets involved. Okay, that's the lube in. Now I just gotta set up. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. Because substations are just lovely. Two. Right. Right. I'm going to use long-handed for that. Three ingredients need to go in. And one ingredient comes out. Okay, let's get circuitry up. What else did they need? Circuit steel. Circuit steel, and of course the electric engines I just set up. Hey, would you look at that? Okay, that's electric engine. Oh, hang on. This still did get lubed. lubricant flowing in. And I just gotta get the output set up. Which I'm gonna keep simple. There's already enough shenanigans going on here. Excuse me. Oh, I got the distance wrong. Don't think I have enough long-handed inserters for this. Need 3 more. Okay, and that's Big Electric Production online. And I misplaced these again. Okay, so that's another that's a key component done. Because I need those flying robo frames. Big electric motors, batteries, more electronic circuits, more steel plates. But that's gonna be for next time. It's getting late. Around 11 is when I usually wrap things up for the night. This was definitely a productive stream. Hit some pretty good progress. Important progress too. Got the walls up and running again. Figured out how to do the supply depot stuff with the trains. And got things ready for robotics and fixed up all the damage that happened last time. So yeah, that's gonna be it for me for tonight. I don't think any of my friends, because Vao stopped, otherwise I would have sent the raider away. But yeah, that's it for me for tonight. Happy Thanksgiving to you too. I don't celebrate it myself because I live on the other side of the pond, but still, thank you. And happy Thanksgiving to you and any other Americans that may be watching at the time. That's gonna be it for me for tonight. Hope you have a lovely evening, and well, hopefully till next time, which will probably be Sunday with more Satisfactory or something else, depending on how things turn out. Nighty night.